name is Yair Limon, and I'm here to talk about the basics of persuasion. Now, persuasion is something that we have used in every stage of our lives. As children, we use it to try to get a toy or some kind of reward. As teenagers, we use it to try to convince our parents to allow us to go out and do things that we probably shouldn't have done at that age. But now, as adults, persuasion is a vital, if not the most vital skill in order to be able to succeed and grow in this ever changing job market. Persuasion can be the difference between success and failure. Now, persuasion can be the difference between getting the job and not getting the job. When you send in a resume or an application, you are trying to convince an employer that you are the most deserving of this position out of tens, hundreds, possibly thousands of other applicants. You may not be the most qualified on paper due to work experience or education. However, you still have to fight for this position. And if you can persuade this employer that you are the most deserving, that won't matter and it won't be a barrier for you. Now, once you get the job itself, everyone wants to move up in the world, right? No one wants to stay at the bottom. You have to convince your employers that you are worthy of whatever promotions may be available. Yes, you may have an excellent track record and an excellent work record. However, if someone else can convince the employers that they are more deserving, you will not get this promotion and you will be losing out on something that you feel you may deserve. Persuasion consists of three main parts: ethos, which is ethics, which falls under credibility; logos, logic, which falls under stats and critical thinking; and pathos, which is emotion. Emotion can be dangerous, but if used properly, can tip any argument or any situation in your favor by forcing sympathy out of the other or whatever emotion may be needed for the situation.
The job of ethos is to establish credibility, and credibility can be established via language, so knowing the correct vocabulary and terminology for any given topic, attire, so dressing the part. You wouldn't show up to a business meeting in your Sunday clothing, right? And qualifications, which are established by past experience and possible honors. Now, I understand that being new to a job or a certain field, qualifications may be difficult to establish. However, through language and attire, enough credibility can be kept in order to keep whoever you are trying to persuade interested enough to listen to your argument. For example, if I go to a ring of entrepreneurs and try to convince them to invest in my business, through using the correct vocabulary and dressing the part, I can have them interested long enough to listen to my entire argument and through a mix of ethos, logos, and pathos, hopefully convince them to invest in my business. After establishing credibility using ethos, it is time to use logos. Logos or logic can be used through citations of reputable sources that provide analysis and or statistics to whatever you may be arguing, analogies of past examples and how they fared and how they worked for your benefit, and critical thinking, which is from there taking these stats and analogies and molding it into something that your audience can grasp and feel convinced by. In the entrepreneur example, I can use analogies of past businesses that have taken similar routes to what I'm proposing and citations of how well they did. And from there, use critical thinking in order to convince my audience that this is a worthy venture and possibly tailor the argument into something that my audience may want to hear. After using logic and credibility to establish an argument, pathos or emotion can be used to finally push the audience into your favor. Now, pathos can be dangerous, but it is a very efficient weapon. First, the tone of your voice as you display your argument is very, very vital, as it will help set the mood or what kind of emotion you may want to invoke. For example, if you want to invoke sympathy, your use of stories and your tone of voice can be used to create something that the audience may be able to relate to and thus invoke sympathy for you. In the case of the entrepreneurs, it may be about other past business ventures or something that you feel the entrepreneurs can grasp and really feel emotionally a bond to. I hope that this was helpful for everyone. And if you have any suggestions for how this may be better, I would gladly appreciate it. Thank you, and I hope you have a great day.